Yeah, you know, a key thing with if you're practicing some type of new holistic system or whatever, you know, be it whatever, no, what we have to find out ourselves is we have to show up to what brings us some type of purpose and excitement, but not just that. We have to just show up to see what life is really like, you know, could deliver us back. And there was another point I wanted to make as well, but we're all trying to survive here. But you know, in the moon is in gate 18 in the quote unquote Libra constellation, end quote. And within that, one of the keynotes on this I Ching gate within the human design system, and the diagram of just where everything is lined up and how it's correlates to the zodiac. You know, human design encompasses the zodiac. You know, the Kabbalah in one sense, and obviously the ancient Vedic system and different, you know, colorings and patternings, and then, you know, some type of some and then some type of like I Ching system, right? So within those systems, that the human design is like telling us, like, for the keynote of this gate, the moon being in gate 18 in the Libra sector, moon in Libra, one of the keynotes is sharing collective perfection. So how could that be achieved though, when I myself am a student and I myself am learning and I myself am reading the new information of just what's going on in the quote unquote background program, end quote, within knowing what's going on within the background program, then we can know how to respond to how like a certain mechanics within life itself is working. You know, the moon is responding to a certain sector degree in the constellation of Libra, and within that there's a sophisticated program that's letting us know what that constellation is holding for us and bearing for us, and how charged up moon energy is in a certain placement alignment within that constellation, and that place of the constellation space is dawning all the way here on the earth inhabitants, particularly the moon energy and all the other planetary energies. And the earth is a trans receiver, organic hypernatural conductor trans receiver of all the other planetary energies that are like that we're receiving, and one surface level being the moon. So within the moon, the keynote of the moon being in gate 18, the moon being in Libra, the moon being in a certain spot in the constellation zodiac space arena, gate 18 is saying sharing collective perfection, and it's activating the spleen center. So as it's activating the spleen center, the spleen center is all about survival. We're all just trying to out here survive. But, you know, I dubbed in one of my last notes, I don't know if I openly expressed it, but like, you know, I feel like Lilith could low key be dark survival. You know, it's like, it's that dark survival shit, you know, like that we just brush under the rug, or we just might be intellectually immature respectively to the energies of what that even is, because we're just, you know, we're just at a certain, we're all at different stages, you know, no judgment. And I get, like, you know, you really have to have grace with the communication. You know, you have to be, obviously you have to, like, you know, make it make sense so people don't, so they don't get in their own bufflements of just like, what is this guy saying? No, it's up to us to be clear with the communication, obviously. And me just kind of like explaining the moon energy for today. You know, when I read the keynote for the I Ching gate 18, it says sharing collective perfection. So what that means to me is like sharing collective perfection is like, how would that occur? You know, you have to show up to something consistently, but you showing up to something consistently, that's like, you're there because you have some type of purpose, obviously, and within that some type of purpose, then you go and shift into a different mode of being, because it's not, we're not all just work, you know. So then we go to a different place, and as we're going to a different place, it's we're being consistent in that different field for whatever reason, for a whole different other purpose, whether it's just to be or not to be, or to do something, create something, or just watch and observe it somehow, you know, or somehow doing like both, you know, like participating, and then, you know, then knowing when to like obviously observe, you know. It's like, you're like, things have to be official before like any dynamic. That's how like I'm like I just follow a chain of command. And like, you know, for people to like, you know, barely be kind of like intellectually new to that's what it is, then there's just a weird corruption there. But like obviously like within these different quote unquote hierarchies, end quote, of not just like background like legislation type of stuff, but just the hierarchies of like just the hierarchies of like organizations, right? Within organizations, what we need to shovel in to, like, you know, just the hierarchies of just order, you know, just the different hierarchies of order. That's obviously a context thing, but within the different hierarchies of order, if it's not corrupt, then it's including some type of diplomacy, some advanced diplomacy. And within that advanced diplomacy, then you could actually go and interact and work with something that which is fair, you know, not just saying the rhetoric of fair, but just like actually like working and going towards some type of fairness, you know, because obviously like when we hear the word fairness, we're just hearing the word. It's not really doing anything for us, right? But like for us to have a relationship with something that is fair within the organization, it's up to our individual intellect. It's up to our individual intellect to like work with that and be dignified in our own, you know, harmonic principles, to want to like sustain that. So that's the difference with like, you know, respectively core policy principles and then actually applying them. Thank you very much.